Rebecca Nurse was one of the accused witches of the witch trials of 1692. She was born in Yarmouth, England, but moved to Danvers, Massachusetts with her family in 1640. There, she married her husband, Francis Nurse. Her house sits on 300 acres of land, although now only 27 of those acres still belong to the Homestead. The Nurse family was a well-known, respected family in the North Shore area, which makes Rebecca's trial stand out among the others convicted of witchcraft.
Show me the right way to go. And the spies came out of the water. You're feeling so bad, 'cause you know. And the spies hide out in every corner.
Rebecca lived in Puritan New England, where religion played an important role in everyday life. At the time, the church and state were looking for suspected witches. Rebecca had been caught in a number of land disputes with the Putnam family. Sources say that Mrs. Putnam was jealous of Rebecca and her family of 8 healthy children. On March 23, 1692, the Putnam and Holton families accused Rebecca Nurse of witchcraft. Many people found this surprising and did not believe the accusations. 39 people from Rebecca's community signed a petition on Rebecca's behalf. It stated that Rebecca had not committed such outrageous crimes. At Rebecca's trial, the jury found her not guilty due to the number of people supporting Rebecca's innocence. Shortly after she was arraigned, Mrs. Putnam and her siblings claimed that Rebecca was torturing them with her magical powers. They asked that her case be reconsidered. At her second trial, a prisoner claimed that Rebecca was indeed a witch. However, Rebecca did not hear the prisoner due to her lack of hearing. The judge took this as a sign of weakness, sentencing Rebecca to death.
Touch them, no. 'Cause they're all spies.
Rebecca Nurse was hung and died at Gallows Hill on July 19, 1692. After she was dead, she was buried in a shallow grave near the gallows. After nightfall, her family members snuck out to her grave, dug her up, and transferred her body to a graveyard behind Rebecca's house. Numerous generations of families are buried at the graveyard. Many graves, including Rebecca's, are either unmarked or marked by simple field stones. However, we are not sure which footstone belongs to Rebecca. Also buried at the site is Sergeant Francis Nurse, grandson of Rebecca Nurse. Sergeant Nurse was a member of one of the 9 Minutemen and militia companies that responded to the Lexington alarm on April 19, 1775. In 1885, the Nurse family erected a monument in Rebecca's memory located in the graveyard. The monument includes an excerpt from a poem written by the local poet John Greenleaf Whittier. There is also a second monument remembering and naming the 40 neighbors who signed a petition in support of Rebecca. Another individual buried in the graveyard is George Jacobs Sr. The skull on their gravestone represents death, while on the other side, the carved wings represent the belief that the soul would wing its way to heaven. Jacobs and Nurse stood ready with their lives, not to confess to something they did not do, but to speak the truth no matter the consequences.